Hello, this is Steve Kennedy with Brand One Promotions. Today we have Steve McMichael with us, family man, business owner, and volunteer. The first thing I want to talk about is your family. If you could tell us a little bit about them.
I would love to. I'm a very blessed man. My wife Judy and I have been married since 1987. Got two wonderful daughters, Caitlin and Alyssa. Caitlin is just finishing up her freshman year at IPFW, and my daughter Alyssa will be a junior this fall at Woodland High School. Two kids, two cats, a dog. Life is really good.
Good. And I know that camping is one of your hobbies.
Yes, we love to camp. We spend lots of spring, summer weekends at Salamone Reservoir down in Huntington, Wabash County here in Indiana, and up at Pokagon State Park also, and occasionally in Michigan. We do love camping. We think it's a great family activity. Works really well for our family. Our other interest or our other passion is traveling, and we're very big Disney fans. We make sure that we get to Disney World at least once a year. We've been to Disneyland several times. I've been to Disneyland Paris, and it's just something that got a lot of great family memories associated with trips to Disneyland and Disney World.
That's great. The next thing I want to talk about is the different arenas that you have volunteered in.
Sure. I always believe in giving back to the community, and I've got two specific passions that I like to give back resources to. The first one is homebuyer education. I've been a volunteer instructor for a regional nonprofit organization since early 2007. And what I do is I go in and I speak to first-time homebuyers about the real estate process, buying a home, the real estate contract, what to look for in a home, what to make sure isn't there, and kind of walk through the process. And then following that up as a realtor, I also spend a lot of time making sure my clients are educated, that they know what they're getting into, and make sure that there's not a surprise for them when they get to the closing table. The biggest thing is we want to make sure that we don't have home buyers but home owners, and there is a difference. We want to make sure that when we get to hand them the key to the home, that they're prepared for the different challenges of being a homeowner versus being a renter or living with mom and dad. The other passion that I have, and I like to do volunteer work for, is in regards to parks and more specifically trees. Very excited here in New Haven, Indiana, where Steve and I live. We have started a tree commission. I'm fortunate to be the chairperson of the inaugural tree commission as we work towards becoming certified as a Tree City USA. Also have been involved with an organization called the Great Tree Canopy Comeback for the last 6 or 7 years. This is a great organization that the first Saturday in November every year we go out and gather an army and we plant trees. And over the years now I've planted over 2,000 trees in area parks. So those are the things that I really enjoy giving back to the community with.
That's great. The next thing is, not only are you a realtor, you are our realtor.
I was. It was great working with you and building this wonderful home. I've been a realtor since 1993, licensed agent since 1993, licensed broker since 1995. During that time, I've had the pleasure of working with hundreds of families in acquiring their home or selling their home, moving up, all those different life stages. And one of the neat things too now is I've been doing this long enough that I've sold people their first house and sold them a second house as they moved up, and now they're selling that move-up house to kind of go back to being an empty nester. So kind of come full circle during that period of time.
That's awesome.
One of the things too that is really important to me, I've earned several designations over the years in the real estate business that the National Association of Realtors offers, such as ABR, which is Accredited Buyer's Representative, SRES, which is Senior Real Estate Specialist. All these designations where you become more specialized and certified in different aspects of business.
That's great. When we built our house, we looked at 50 some houses, and we eventually found that we were going to have to build. And Steve was amazing. through the entire process. From beginning to end, it was great.
Well, thank you.
So, if anybody's looking for a realtor, I would suggest Steve and have several times. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is technology and how you guys use technology and be on the leading edge of technology to help not only the client but yourselves connect.
You know, technology is critical in most businesses. In the real estate business, technology is really, really important. I've seen so many changes in the 18 years since I've started in the real estate business. I can remember when I first started, we'd get the book every week that had little pictures of houses in it. And then came some different programs where we could actually look at pictures on a computer. And then, of course, the internet. The internet has revolutionized the real estate business. Really excited about Imagine Real Estate's role in technology, some of the things that we've done in being, even though we're very small, being somewhat of a market leader in technology, where we've initiated a lot of different programs over the years. For example, for each property we list, we do a customized website specifically for that property. Of course, we do virtual tours, we do different signage and so forth. But what I'm most excited about, and we started using these in the fall of 2010, is QR codes. And QR codes, there's an example of one there, are almost like they were just really, really made for real estate. I know they're good for a lot of other business applications, but I am very, very excited about QR codes. The way that they work and the way that we use them is we'll put signs at each of our listings and also brochures on those listings with that QR code on it. So as somebody is driving by looking at houses, they can take their smartphone, scan that QR code, and go right to the virtual tour of the house, right to the website for the house. And integrated in there is a contact us button, for example, so that they can request additional information or showing on the property at that same time. But it opens up the door to get that additional information in a really, really easy way to people that are driving by looking at homes. We also use those in the grocery store real estate books for the same reason. We've only got a certain amount of space that we can dedicate, obviously, to each home, but this kind of opens up the door where we can have a virtual tour and customized website available in a very simple way to people that use that.
That's great. And I know that there are a lot of firms out there that talk about, they're on the leading edge of technology, but in my experience, you guys have really been way on the leading edge a lot more than some of the huge firms that...
I really embrace technology. One of the things of being a very small firm, we can take those chances, we can make those decisions, and not everything works. A lot does work. So it's okay making a few mistakes along the route. But some things really have worked, and QR codes are one of those things that has been great. Another thing that I've really stuck with through the years, I had my company logo developed back in 2002 and have plastered that logo everywhere. I have not made any changes to it to keep the brand integrity there. And I think it's just really, really important to have a good logo developed. It was money well spent, and use that logo over and over and over and over, particularly for a small company. That is one important way of getting your message out there and familiarity through that branding.
Well, branding, is our thing here. So
It is.
It's a great thing to, for anybody who's looking at branding, to make sure that you are being careful with your brand. And Steve has done a great job of that.
One of the really great ideas that Steve had and presented to me, which we've been doing for years, is pizza cutters with our brand logo on it. And what a great way of getting into homes and into kitchens. It's a really nice round pizza cutter as opposed to the kind with a handle on it. It is a ergonomic pizza cutter. Our logo is imprinted on it, and I know it's in hundreds of kitchen drawers throughout Northeast Indiana, and no doubt beyond at this point. It's been a very, very successful marketing idea. Another great marketing thing that we've done over the years through Steve is magnetic business cards. A lot of homes I go in, I see my business card on the refrigerator.
Even if it's not your listing?
Even if it's not my listing, if it's a house that I've shown in the past, occasionally I'll see my business card on the refrigerator. People just can't seem to throw magnets away. So that's been a really good campaign also.
Yeah, for companies who are a C2B, consumer to business, getting into the kitchen is paramount, because the refrigerator is the most visited place in the house on a daily basis.
Particularly in a business like real estate, where we see a cycle of 5 to 7, maybe 8 years in between clients needing our services. To be able to be in the kitchen and be a daily reminder, a daily view at our logo, so that it just becomes part of the scenery, is very important. Plus, visitors to the house, family, friends, and so forth, being able to be in that kitchen drawer really is a great thing.
Well, shelf life.
Absolutely.
Lots of shelf life.
Absolutely.
All right. Have you got anything else that you want to talk about, Steve?
Just brand building. It's all about brand building, particularly if you're a smaller firm. It can really help offset the David versus Goliath feeling. As a small firm, I feel, because of a consistent message I've sent out, that it's really helped in a lot of ways level the playing field against larger companies.
Absolutely. Well, this is Steve Kennedy with Brand One Promotions. If there's anything that either Steve or I can do for you, there is going to be some contact information at the end of the video. Thanks, and have a great day.